Ocio Halito. How's everybody doing tonight? This is the pre-full moon. So I'm coming from the Cherokee Feast of Days and the fifth agreements. Okay. So I just got a new laptop, so I'm testing it out. So going live, baby. So now the full moon is the 28th, right? So now the word for the day of the 28th is serenity. Okay. Basically, finding a serene place when you need peace of mind or you need to go and get your mind right. Okay. Now, the days before that, okay, we have, what is it? Oh, today, the 28th. But yesterday was the 27th. And the day before was, okay, the 26th, which is the theme was wisdom. Wisdom is fucking priceless. It's priceless, okay? All right, about wisdom. Okay, the quote is, I heard the mockingbird singing in the moonlight, and I knew that moment that I would get well. Okay, so this is about, this is from Lone Wolf. So it says, to be convinced that we are not alone in whatever place or situation we find ourselves. I don't have my reading glasses on. All right, I'm going to start that over. To be convinced that we are not alone in whatever place or situation we find ourselves is to have wisdom, exceptional wisdom. But when that wisdom is there and nothing can shake it, a need to share is strong. Everybody doesn't have the gift because everyone doesn't want it. Some can even believe that anyone else has it. So we should never try to convince them. If we are convinced, then that is sufficient evidence that other things will add to it as we go along. The Great Spirit speaks to us in sweet languages, so unique we cannot miss the import of what is said. To receive such a gift can change a situation from deep fear to one of total contentment and love. Peace. Ocio Halito. This is the Cherokee Feast of Days. We are upon the full moon. The full moon, that's when things manifest, bloom, and blossom. And people start acting crazy, showing their ass type of thing. So we got wisdom, in which was from the 25th. And then we have belief for March 27th. And it says, when we were born, we could not walk or talk or even focus our eyes. But the ability to do all things and more was born in us. By continual effort, we still grow and learn and develop our continual identities. We learned early that we were not a bird and not an animal. And this is where personality begins to question then, what am I? Who am I? Why am I here? Is this an identity crisis? No, it is but a belief crisis. It is not an identity crisis. It's a belief crisis. So that's why the heading is belief. I don't know if it's showing up backwards for y'all. But when we were born, we start to ask these questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And what am I? And this an identity crisis or a belief crisis. Every person has a hard time believing he has a specific reason for being here, or she has a specific reason for being here. Some have such a hard time believing that they go out and demand what others have, which is they see themselves outside of the circle, not believing their own words and beliefs put them where they are. To a Cherokee, status is freedom. Freedom to move, freedom to achieve, freedom to honor within oneself, freedom to worship, freedom to do what is right without ridicule. So the quote at the bottom is, we, the Cherokee, the Anayamwaya, are apt in catching the spirit of growth. So belief, growth, dealing with your identity, things of that nature. So that was the word from March 27th, belief. I'm coming from the Cherokee Feast of Days, Osio Halito, to those tuning in. I'm just testing out my new laptop. I decided to go live and see how it goes. So today is March 28th, and it's all about serenity. Peace of fucking mind, okay? Now, it says, few sounds in nature are harsh. Even the rolling thunder that rumbles across the sky has solemn beauty. The wind makes whistles in the treetops, and wild birds warble like rivulets of water. I don't have my reading glasses on. Excuse me. Okay. Like rivulets of water that make harps among the shallows. The frenzied crash and blare come from man. The woods comfort with their sounds. A tiny yellow warbler and a black warbler with black wings sits in the redbud tree and makes the sound of an astral flute, a clear call for peace and harmony. If the bird wants a tranquil place, how much more do we need it? A wet weather spring feeds the ground from beneath, giving ferns moisture of life. In the rainy season, the water flows and the delicate fawns mingle with their water, creating a swishing sound. Surely we can absorb the serenity to heal and soothe our souls. So this is about serenity and healing and soothing our souls. Okay? So the quote is, creator of the world, maker of all women and men, Lord of lords, my eyes fail me, for the sole desire is to know thee. This is an Inca hymn. So those are just some readings from the Cherokee Feast of Days. This is the full moon. And we are coming up on the close of March. In March, let me find the page. March is the windy month. UnuLahee. UnuLahee. All right. So this is March. And we are upon the close of March. Okay. We had the spring equinox. Okay. We, the great mass of the people, think only of love, the love we have for our land, for we do love the land where we were brought up. This was by Chief John Ross. And so March is the windy month. So we are approaching April. In April, April is the flower month. Serenity, the flower month. Serenity. That's the Cherokee words for the flower month, which is April. And the quote says, "It seems to me that the rulers of the Cherokee UnuLahee have sufficient intelligence to see the utter reliance upon the Supreme Court," which is this comes from Governor Wilson Lumpkin. So this was in 1831. Okay, now the true Supreme Court is GreatSpirits Supreme Court, but we had to start dealing with the government's Supreme Court. So I kind of get that from that quote. But it's in the middle of the night. It is 3:02 a.m. And my eyes are kind of heavy, but I did want to come on here and go live, just to check it out. Peace. Osio Halito, Black Indian immigrated. This is my first live in a long time. I was trying to go live on my new laptop just to test it out, and I got it just in time for the full moon. So I'm going to pull a card from the Fifth Agreement. This is from the Toltec wisdom. The Toltecs got their wisdom from the ancient Shi, the Olmec, the Tamoancan. So Toltec wisdom. I also have the Toltec Oracle. If you watched any of my previous videos, I have some videos on there where I did readings from the Toltec Oracle. So, and the Fifth Agreement is from the Toltec wisdom. Toltec is basically people of knowledge. They embrace the higher knowledge, the spiritual knowledge from great spirit ancestors and spirit guides. So I'm going to pull a card. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing all right? Well, this morning, actually. And it's 3 a.m. This is the witching hour. as they say. Your content is amazing. I really appreciate your videos. Thank you. I'm going to have to check out your videos. Black Indian Immigrated. Thank you. Wado. Okay. Miss Chi. Thank you. I appreciate your support. I'm going to pull a card. These are just like encouragement cards. All right, this one is, I am the artist of my own life. I am the artist of my own life. You see how this person has the paintbrush. So we determine our destiny, our life. Words are my paintbrush, and my life is the canvas. What I paint with words is the way I see myself, the way I see my entire reality. What I paint is my life, and how it looks depends on how I use the word. So, I am the artist of my own life. So, as we are in spring, we are starting to see the buds pop up so we can see that manifestation of the seeds that we have sown. Okay, the seeds that we have sown, the seeds that we have planted. So, and when you set your intentions and your goals, that is to manifest something. So, setting your intentions goes with this theme. I am the artist of my own life. So, your words, your actions create your canvas. Okay? It creates your experiences here on earth. So, I am the artist of my own life. I'm going to pull 3 more for the 4 directions, for the 4 elements. Peace, New Being 500. Osio Halito. It's the full moon, and I'm coming from the 5th agreements. This is Toltec wisdom. The Toltecs, they came from the ancient Shi. They embraced the spirituality and the wisdom of the ancient Shi, the Olmec, the Tamo Ankin. So, this card says, I am the force that creates everything into existence. I am the force that creates everything into existence. Okay, it says, I am the force that opens a flower and moves the clouds and the earth and makes the stars and the galaxies move throughout the universe. So this gives me like a depiction of Great Spirit. Great Spirit, the source of all things, which is the force that opens the flowers, moves the clouds, the earth, makes the stars, the galaxies move throughout the universe. So you got Great Spirit, and you got I am the artist of my own life. All right, if you missed that, New Being 500, I am the artist of my own life. Words are my paintbrush, and my life is the canvas. What I paint with words is the way I see myself. The way I see myself Also, I see my entire reality. What I paint is my life, and how it looks depends on how I use the word. All right, so I'm going to pull two more. So we'll have 4 cards in total for the 4 directions, the 4 elements, even though we have more than 4 elements, but all right. So this card is, I am perfect just the way I am. I do not need to compete with anybody. I do not need to compare myself with anybody. I do not need to live up to an image of perfection. I just need to be me. Hello. I am perfect just the way I am. So, flaws and all, I am perfect the way I am. So, now the 5th element is ether, which to me represents great spirit. So, 2 more cards popped out. So we have 1, 2, 3 that I just read, and then 2 more. So it's going to be 5 cards, not 4. So this card is, the truth doesn't need me to believe it. Facts. The truth does not need me to believe it. It just is. Okay? And I love the owl spirit right there, represents wisdom and the ancestors. Okay. The truth simply is, and it survives. Believe it or not, lies need me to believe them. If I do not believe lies, they don't survive my skepticism, and they simply fucking disappear. Let me read that again. The truth simply is, and it survives. Believe it or not, lies need me to believe them. If I don't believe lies, they don't survive my skepticism. They simply fucking disappear. So, with anything, you can deal with facts or lies, truth or lies. Now, lies need you to believe them, okay? The next card is, my mind is a virtual reality. My mind is a virtual reality. It says, life creates reality, and I recreate reality by interpreting it with the word. The virtual reality that I create is my personal creation. It is my art, and it's only truth for me. Let me read that one more time. Life creates reality, and I recreate reality by interpreting it with the word. The virtual reality that I create is my personal creation. It is my art, and it's only truth for me. So, there you have it. I'm gonna leave you with these thoughts, these cards. So, the full moon is here. Are you starting to see manifestations? of your intentions, the goals that you set, the seeds that you started planting, the seeds that you started sowing. Are you starting to see the buds blossom? Are you starting to see it? It has been a trying, challenging time for the world. But in the midst of challenge and trying fucking times, we still can fucking manifest. So I love y'all. I want to send a wow to y'all. Ashe. Peace.